Hey everybody, it's Glenda here from Cynically Glenda. I want to talk about how we as humans prioritise things in life, particularly our relationships. Now, my experience has been mostly with men. So when I talk about romantic relationships, this is my experience. It's not how I feel about all men. It's just the particular men that I have relationships with. We can have priorities in our life, whether that be work, family we were born into, a family we create, friendships, hobbies, all that sort of thing. And I fully get that. If you want to prioritise your work situation, your career path, go for it. But you can balance your priorities. Everybody can prioritise a relationship with their parents and their siblings, friendships, work, a romantic partner or a husband, wife, especially their children, hobbies, interests, etc. We can all work out a healthy balance. I know quite often it's a juggling act, but it's also a telling indication of how important something or someone is to you. But when you find yourself in a relationship with someone, whether it's friendship or otherwise, or romantic in my case, where a codependent relationship with the man's mother and his inability to make decisions without her input starts to interfere with your relationship, you have got to wonder how committed that person is to you, how much they prioritise you. This person that I'm talking about always prioritised hanging out with his friend once a week. Fine, great. Think that's good. Gave me an opportunity to hang out with my friends. He prioritised his blooming career as a teacher. And I helped him with that wherever I could. He decided to go on a trip with his best friend, which they had planned for a while. But from what I understood, from what I learned, it was more a case of my boyfriend, because he was my boyfriend, had prioritised it more than his friend had. 1 second, I need a drink. He spent the most money, he did the work, and all his friend had to worry about was making sure he had enough money to take with him and making sure that his car was, mechanically sound. Promises were made to me that he would write me letters or at least send me a postcard and call me once in a while. But something was telling me, that this maybe, something wasn't right about the whole situation. And I was still trying to figure out the dynamics between his mother and himself. He took off on this holiday. 1 week went by, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Finally, I got a postcard. 6th week, I get a call. But by that time, I had discovered, about 5 weeks into his trip, that he had not only spoken to his mother particularly, but his family at least a couple of times. He was ringing them on a regular basis. They were not telling me anything about it. And his mother conveniently, around about the 4th or 5th week, left 3 letters out that he had written to his mother. And they were quite lengthy letters, page and a half. I read through them and I know she left them out for me. And she had received them over the 6 weeks, or actually the 5 weeks, periodically or throughout that time. I could tell because of where they were posted from, because your little post office stamp would always indicate where it was posted from and what date. He was telling them about his little adventures that he was having. He met some girl at a bar, but apparently he didn't do anything about it. But not once, I don't think he mentioned me. I don't remember him mentioning me. But if he did, it was only sort of in passing. By the time I got that phone call, I had made up my mind that I was going to say to him, let's take a break, and when you come back, we'll talk. And I confronted him about the fact that he had written regular letters to his mother. And I found out when I was talking to him that he had also spoken to his family in that time. I tried to explain to him how disappointed I was and so on and so forth. But I don't think he really understood. I just said to him, call me when you get back. I said, I still love you, still care about you, but I'm going to give you your freedom to do whatever you want. When you come back, we'll talk. Well, he came back. He didn't call me. I found out he was home. When I rocked up to his parents' place on Christmas Day, was it Christmas Eve? I think it was Christmas Day. They invited me for Christmas and I didn't expect him to be there. I never heard from him. He never called me. He never wrote to me or anything. And his family didn't tell me anything either. And they saw me every week because I cleaned their house on Wednesdays. His mother, none of them had told me that he had been in contact or when he was coming back or anything like that. So anyway, we talked that night and he came over to my place and we kind of got back together. But then he stayed the night and then he went home and he was supposed to come back the next evening or next afternoon. We had and I was desperate. I wanted him back. I loved him. And I just felt like I was losing constantly. He didn't even have the guts to tell me that he wasn't coming back. He didn't even have the guts to call me and say, maybe we need to put the brakes on this. I want to continue seeing you, blah, blah, blah. He tried to end it with me. And we'd broken up for about a week after that. We'd sort of got together and all because his mother had talked him out of it. We did end up getting back together again. And we were going great. But then he finished Teachers College and he got his first postings. And the thing was, I didn't find out about them until after he had accepted them. He never talked to me about it. And he wondered why I kept ending up in tears. And then it got to the stage where I just couldn't deal with it anyway, so I figured a way out of the relationship and I ended it. I later found out that through his sister that he loved me very much and he missed me terribly, but he'd already moved on and so had I. But the thing was, he never fought for me. He never made a priority of me and our relationship. I got to the stage towards the end where I just felt like I was a convenient part of his life that he just maintained. I was there. I was someone he could spend time with, have sex with, go out with, and he didn't have to make much of an effort. But he made an effort with his mother. He made an effort with his job. He made an effort with his mates, etc., etc. And I suppose that was the thing that made hurt the most, and trying to deal with realizing that you just don't matter. It's heartbreaking. You don't matter enough. And this person kept telling me, I love you. But obviously not enough. Or another situation. You're involved with someone who has a child. You take care of that partner. You end up marrying that partner. You take care of that child. You keep the house clean. You work, you support them, you pay out his debts. You work as part of a relationship. You feed that child. You put up with the shit from the child's mother, his family, the judgment, etc., etc. He goes through a difficult time. You support him through that, both self-inflicted injury and health issues and other. And you get kicked in the teeth all the way through it. And then when you find yourself, through no fault of your own, having health issues that stop you from working, stop you from doing all the things that you enjoy doing, like long walks and so on and so forth, and even just trying to take care of your house. And because this person now has to take care of you, the way they treat you, the way they talk to you, even though you're constantly expressing, I appreciate what you're doing for me, they don't ask you if you could take care of something for yourself. They demand it. The way they behave when you ask for a simple thing like a hot drink, like it's a super inconvenience. Or another situation, your partner ends up sick. You nurse them through a bad health situation. You work, you take care of them, you get them to doctor's appointments, you clean your house, you cook meals for them. And they don't give a shit. You get treated like dirt. And every time something goes wrong, you're blamed for it. You're the problem. You're accused of cheating on them. When they come home after finally getting a job, after 2 years, after they've got a clean bill of health, with a raging porn addiction, but you're the one cheating. You're the one wasting money. When you're facing a situation like this, where whatever your situation is, whether it's a friendship, family, personal relationship, that this person is not prioritizing you as an important part of their life. And you don't have to be the most important thing. When they cannot do that for you, when you are a convenient afterthought, you're just there and they maintain the situation rather than invest in it. It's like maintaining your car to keep it on the road and roadworthy. And that's how you feel. You're a convenient piece of furniture that happens to be in that person's life. You have to question your relationship and you have to question that person's commitment to you. So when it comes to prioritizing, as painful as it is to face up to how this person really feels about you, how they act towards you when you are supposed to be a significant part of their life, how they react and act towards you, and how they prioritize your relationship is a big tell on how much they care about you. And if someone cannot at least thank you for being there for them in their tough times, cannot at least make an effort to keep promises, then it's time to question that relationship. Big time. It's time to open your eyes to the fact that maybe they're not invested in it as much as you are. So anyway, that'll do. This has gotten on a little bit too long. Glad you stayed with me. I'll catch you next time.